Okay. Okay. Should be all good here. Okay. Okay, hello everyone, how's it going, guys? So, we're gonna be streaming the game that I was playing on Friday. But about this game is a historical game, and if you like the game Papers, Please, you'll like this game. A lot of the gameplay is generally similar to it. But in this game, you have to generally be careful who you trust. It's a historical game. Oh, hey Q, thank you for the super chat. So, this is a historical game, and this takes place in the 19th century in Russian-occupied Lithuania. It is right after the January Uprising, where basically occupied Poland and Lithuania had rebelled against the Russians who had occupied their lands. And what the Russian Empire did was they started Russifying the population, so they banned the Polish and Lithuanian languages in books. You were not allowed to have books in those languages anymore. They banned the Latin alphabet. You were only allowed Russian Cyrillic. They also destroyed and blew up a lot of Catholic churches, and they tried to replace them with Eastern Orthodox, where Catholicism was the largest religion in Lithuania and Poland, and they were essentially trying to destroy the Polish and Lithuanian culture. They were trying to Russify the population, and if you smuggled these books of, like, in Polish or Lithuanian in this time period, the Russian government would actually send you to Siberia. They would actually send you to a work camp. This is even before the Soviet Union. This is when it was the Russian Empire. And yes, the Russian Empire also had a series of work camps. But it's a pretty sad story. Let me see. Oh, it's too loud? Hold on a second. Let me actually make it a little quieter here. Okay. Can you guys hear me better now? Oh, the developer actually contacted me because they saw that I liked history and they sent me a copy. Can you guys hear me good now? I'm sorry if the music was a bit too loud. I'm sorry about that. Is it better now? Let me also see if I can mute it a little more. Were you guys able to hear everything that I said earlier or not? I played his heist 30 times, fake worse than devil. Thank you, Alien. I'm almost there, almost done with the challenge. Been a fan for years now, especially love your Saints Row deep dives. Question, have you ever thought of going to Puerto Rico? Yes, it is on my list of places that I want to visit. Maybe even own property there one day too, Angelo. Okay, so I'll just say what I was trying to say earlier again. This is a new game that just came out recently. I have it in the pinned comment if you guys want to check it out. This game is similar to Papers, Please, so if anybody knows Papers, Please, you will be familiar with this game. But it's a choice-based game. You have to be careful who you trust in this game. But this game is based on real historical events. This really happened. And this is like a really bad time period in Lithuania's history. The game takes place in Lithuania. You play the Lithuanian freedom fighter, basically. So the backstory, what happened is that the Russian Empire had taken over both Poland, Eastern Poland, and all of Lithuania in the 1790s. And then what happened was 70 years later, people that were tired of being occupied, they had done a rebellion, the January Uprising. And the January Uprising failed. It lasted for a year. The Russian Empire brutally put it down. Now, what the Russian Empire did afterwards is they banned all, books in the Lithuanian and Polish languages. They banned the entire Latin alphabet. They only allowed Russian Cyrillic. So basically, schools were not teaching kids. So imagine, Russia occupying Lithuania and the kids being forced to learn in Russian, not learning their language at all. It was the Russian Empire was basically trying to destroy Lithuanian culture and was trying to destroy their heritage, just to Russify them. And they were doing the same thing in Poland too. So they were doing that too. And if you were caught smuggling these books, like books in Lithuanian and Polish, you could have your property taken from you, you could be arrested for several years, you could actually be deported to a work camp in Siberia. And this is before the Soviet Union. This is when it was actually the Russian Empire. And so a lot of people don't know that the Russian Empire also had their own work camps in Siberia. But it was a lot of these people were very heroic back then. They fought to preserve their languages and their culture. But we'll play this a bit here. Player made the #1 mistake never make. Never do a heist about Lester. Michael said so, and bro went to the court center about Lester. Bad idea. Well, thank you, Alien, for the super chat. The partition, a lot of my family lived through this time, but in the Austrian and German section. Well, in the Austrian-occupied parts of Poland, the Polish people there had the best, generally a better life, because they were able to, practice their religion, speak their language, and schools, in Austrian-occupied Poland taught Polish, where in the Russian-occupied part of, Poland and Lithuania, it was, you had the worst oppression. But also, about this history, Russia today doesn't really teach this history at all. Like, they teach it that the January Uprising was an insurrection against the Russian Empire, and the Russian Empire was trying to restore order, when in reality is they were occupying and colonizing lands that were not theirs. Well, let's play a new game here.
In the late 18th century, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was torn apart by surrounding empires, and Lithuania fell under Russian rule. In 1863, people rose up against the empire, but the revolt was crushed. The Tsarist regime banned all printed materials in the Latin alphabet, and unless written in Cyrillic, every single book, pamphlet, and prayer was now forbidden. For Lithuanians, these printed words were more than ink on paper. They were memories of ancestors, songs of freedom, voices that the regime could not silence. And so, a movement was born. Brave men and women known as knignešiai, the book smugglers, risked their lives carrying banned literature across the empire's borders and into the hands of people, building a quiet network of resistance. You carry more than books. You carry the voice of a nation. Hurry. The people are waiting.
So about this, a lot of people don't know how brutal and evil the Russian Empire was because of the Soviet Union that came later. But the Russian Empire did some really horrible things, and this game shows a lot of that. Welcome to 19th century Lithuania, where the ban on the press came into force. As a book smuggler, you have to overcome the obstacles in your path to deliver books. Okay. Money, food, and books are your resources. If you run out of health, points, or books, your mission will end. You can now move the screen by dragging with the mouse or using WASD keys. Okay. And this game gets a bit creepy. It does. It gets a bit scary at times because you don't know who to trust, and you can die really easily. So you can die if you don't trust the right person. Thank you, 3VG3 for sponsoring the channel. Is this an era where books were burned? If the Russians caught you with Lithuanian books, they would 100% burn the books, yes. When the night falls, weary and tired seek only to sink their burdens at the bottom of a bottle. Thus is Dionysus' curse and blessing. When you arrive at the tavern, it is being torn down via the traditional fistfight between the residents. Violent debauchery, unquestionably. Ask the owner for a nightly stay, request some booze and join the fun. Leave the barbarians themselves. Ask the owner for a nightly stay. The tavern owner accepts the money and escorts you to your room. The night's rest doesn't come quickly, however, as the violence downstairs continues even past midnight. Okay, now I have to choose which direction to go in. Farmer in a wheat field. Abandoned campsite. Among the golden wheat, a small farmer is diligently working the land. His face shows signs of hard work and life. He looks like a man who might be open to business. Ask about work opportunities? Hard labor bears sweet fruit. The reward from the farmer is handsome, indeed. Okay, continue. Abandoned campsite, windmill. Let's try windmill. A local miller and his son are trying to fix the grindstones. They look annoyed and tired. Perhaps there is something you can do. Show him your wares? The millers buy a book of great happiness. As a thank you, they also add bread. I wonder how long we can survive. Oh, suspicious pub owner. What could be better for a tired traveler in the night than catching a glimpse of a pub? It is a perfect place to rest and resupply. The owner, on the other hand, seems as shady as they come. Okay, we're not gonna offer a book, because he can report us. Offer a bribe for discretion and buy food. The tavern owner is delighted with this deal. Okay, eat. checkpoint. Oh no. In the distance, you notice the lights emanating from the checkpoint. As you draw near, the policemen approach and request your documents, questioning your destination and the purpose of your travel. So, if you were caught with these books in this time period, the punishments could be very severe. I don't have a gun, and I talk your way out. Let's see what happens. Some outcomes may return you to the same choice menu. Your answers are inconsistent. The policeman's expressions harden as they press you for details. Oh no. Talk your way out. Your explanation raises more questions than it answers, and you decide to flee. One policeman pursues you on foot, while others mount horses to join the chase, marking the start of a tense pursuit. Help, please. Gendarmes are after me. Gendarmes would be the Russian police. And Valencius. Also, Valencius is a real-life person. He was actually I think he was a bishop in the Catholic Church, and he actually helped, like, a whole group of book smugglers preserve the Lithuanian language. He's a great hero in Lithuania today. Say no more. Get into the coffin and keep a low profile. We'll be lucky if no one checks. Quick hide. Okay. Thank God, I thought I'd be caught this time. Assume you know why they were chasing me. Yes, these days book smugglers are everywhere, and so are the gendarmes. If you're caught, prison is certain. Where are you bringing this literature? To Jurbarkas. Apologies for being blunt, but could you possibly be Mote Juice Valencius? Yes, indeed, smuggler. What is your name? It's Christy, Jonas. Thank you, Father Valencius. You truly are, as they say, a miracle worker. We are living in difficult times, and yet no one immediately becomes a book smuggler. Tell me, what did you do before you started smuggling books? So you can choose your profession, and this will give you a different ability. I'm gonna choose bureaucrat's assistant. I was an official assistant and used to help with papers. Wasn't my thing though. Attribute increased reputation gains and losses start with forged documents. Those forged documents are gonna be really helpful. Bureaucrat, you say? That's how I will be calling you from now on, since you're already going to Jurbarkas. Take this bundle of books to a secret school. The children there are learning in our own language, or trying to. Locals need these for a secret school. Sounds like a cause worth risking for. I admire your courage, son, but you must be careful. The gendarmes have caught more than one book smuggler on this path. May God be with you during this journey, Christy Jonas. Okay, let me see here. Combined with the bad movement and EMP being useless, there isn't a way to disable the lasers from the computers in the security room in courts. Why? I think they should have added like a practice room in the heist where you can actually practice going through the lasers, or they should have done like a prep mission where the lasers are either disabled or slower. Thank you, Alien, for the super chat. Will you, video suggestion, GTL, wait, what? QC suppressor? You were watching that live, KG? I heard about that happening, the streamer that was murdered, it's horrible. This is the shop where you can purchase food, If you were in the Russian Civil War, would you have fought for the Tsar or the Communists? Neither one. If I was in the Russian Civil War, I would be Polish. That's where my ancestors are from. We were actually fighting against everyone. So we were fighting against the Communists and we were fighting against the monarchists. So we were fighting against everyone. Ironically, the Russian Civil War actually helped Poland because Russia was so destabilized that Poland was able to actually finally break free and gain independence. This is the shop where you can purchase food. However, hover over an item to see its price and description. Press on the button to buy it. Click the inventory button to see your gear and food. Click the edge of the screen to move to a different room. Okay, talk to different characters. Yeah, I remember this, the missions. Okay. Okay, you bought that. You've got work to do, I see. What tools are you after today? What would it take for you to join the Resistance? A miracle and a way to keep my family safe. You always seem busy. Why do you keep at it? If I stop, the world falls apart a piece at a time. Show me your wares. Okay, let's see, what are we gonna get? We'll use the axe, and then we'll get the rope. Okay. Let's head out. I wonder how long we can survive in this. Deliver the book safely. Whispers have reached you from Valencius. Rumors of something stirring in a nearby village. Something big enough to shift a tide. Tension hangs heavy, but no one dares step forward. It falls to you to uncover the truth. Okay. Let's do this. Here. You got word from Valencius about something major happening in one of the nearby villages. Someone has to investigate, and there aren't many volunteers. Shut out. So how are you going to find your way to the village? Travel on foot along the main road. Travel through a forest to avoid the gendarmes. Get into a random cart by negotiating with its owner. Let's try this one. Get into a random cart by negotiating with its owner. After a bit of idle chatter, you make friends with an older farmer, and he allows you to travel together with him in his cart. It goes smoothly, although you were stopped once by a couple of gendarmes to state your business. What, did you say to them? You can say I'm a book smuggler. I'm a farmer, or I'm a traveling artist, or I'm a farmer. I'm a farmer. Your companion looks at you suspiciously, but doesn't actually say anything. The gendarmes believe you. Your quest begins. As you go through a quiet village square, a disturbing scene unfolds. A small group of gendarmes standing around a smoldering pile of burning books. Their flames casting harsh shadows. Nearby, a book smuggler is tied to a post, his face defiant yet filled with dread. As he watches his precious cargo burn, the gendarmes laugh and mutter about teaching a lesson to those who dare spread banned books. So this would very much happen if the Russians would just burn every single book that was in Lithuanian. Cause a distraction and try to help the smuggler escape. Cause a distraction, try to help the smuggler escape. You set fire to the gendarme station and hope it catches their attention before it's too late. Your plan succeeds. Gendarmes rush to protect their belongings, leaving the square unattended. You take this chance to rescue the already burning smuggler, but the books continue to burn as you cut his ropes. The hell are you doing? Save the books, you idiot, he cries with both relief and frustration in his voice. Just let me die, knowing it wasn't for naught. The book smuggler wants to forfeit his life, but in whose authority is it to try and measure its value? Go for the books or save him. Save him. You carry the poor soul out of danger. Many valuable texts were lost, but a friend got saved, and that's a relief. These terrible burns he suffered will never fully heal, but at least he's alive. Few would scorn you for choosing a human life over the books. So about this is, this game does mean a lot to me, because it's, my parents' country of Poland went through the exact same thing as Lithuania. You know, this stuff where they basically try to destroy Polish culture, just, you know, shutting down all Polish schools, destroying all Polish books, burning them, deporting anybody to Siberia who spoke the language or taught the language to their kids. Who's this person? You're doing great work. How can I help you? How's the farm holding up? It's tough, but we're managing. We always find a way. Why do you help the smugglers? Because someone has to. If we don't stand together, we'll fall alone. Show me your wares. Oh. Vodka can be used to bribe people or government officers. Well, I don't have enough for it yet. Okay, we're gonna have to head out here. So we're still alive. We haven't died yet. We're making good progress. Thoughts on the Save a Fox bullying incident 2025, which caused Michaela to take matters into her own hands. Disgusting because of those online bullies. Wait, what are you talking about, Doe? What case? Thank you for the super chat. What happened? The logic of very convenient levers being in the laser room makes it seem like the guards have to go through the lasers every day to turn them off. Yep. I wish that there was something that could be done about the lasers in the heist. Do you think Poland's borders being moved west was legitimate, or they should have kept their pre-war borders? My opinion, I think the pre-war borders should have stayed, but it's too late to change anything now, because the majority of people that live in Western Poland are Polish, and the majority of people that that live in like Western Belarus and Western Ukraine are of are Ukrainian and Belarusian, so it's stupid changing borders like today. Everything should just stay the way it is. If anything, it should have changed, like, should have kept the same right after World War II. No borders should have been changed. But, what happened, and now the borders, we have them today. A stuck carriage. While traveling along the dusty road, you see a carriage with a fallen wheel. An elderly farmer is standing next to it. Bypass the carriage undetected. Fortunately, the farmer pays no attention. Then you slip past unnoticed. Okay, cool. I was just thinking of what came to the top of my head, Blinded Eagle. Best game besides GTA, yet the poll got Black Flag and ACA over Wolverine and Resident Evil 9. No disrespect, but come on, man. I'm just not familiar with those games. I'm gonna play Wolverine, Blinded Eagle. In Albania during communism, there used to be a prison called Spach. It was, basically a labor camp that cost the lives of a lot of people, and the bodies were never found. Does that mean sleep by any chance? Because that's the, that means sleep in a lot of, Eastern European languages, but, that's under Enver Hoxha, who was the dictator of Albania. That guy was a really bad person. Another book smuggler. Swamp. Let's do the other book smuggler. Oh. You meet a fellow bookseller on the side of the road and realize that he is in danger. His gaze is full of anxiety and his face shows exhaustion. Colleague, he calls you quietly. I've been spotted, and gendarmes are roaming everywhere. I need your help. Take his books to draw suspicion away. He accepts your offer and slips away into the landscape. Thankfully, you're far stealthier than most smugglers. The books are safe with you. Rapid River. Traditional hut. You meet a man who appears to not just not a friendly face, but also quite interested in traditional culture. A folklorist, perhaps. He might be a good buyer. Sell him a book. He turns out to not just be a folklorist, but a generous one at that. He pays well for the book. 10 rubles. Okay. Rubles are the money in Russia, by the way. Wrong turn or blacksmith? Let's try blacksmith. Passing through a humble village, you hear an anvil thumping nearby. Walking towards the sound, you see a large man with beard and a hammer. The blacksmith, wizened by the years, understands who you are and is ready to help you. I don't have enough money for the knife. A generous offer that you don't need. Stay on track, books won't smuggle themselves. The blacksmith say that he respects your work ethic. Okay, we've gotten through half of our trip. Policeman on patrol, oh no. Why would the gendarmes, patrol the woods in the middle of the night? Doesn't matter now, find a way out. So the gendarmes are the Russian police again. Try to get past them. Hide until gendarmes pass. Let's see, hide. Tonight, the forest on your side. The Russian, pass nearby, but almost in a fin. Okay. Oh, I don't have any food. Okay, continue. Abandoned campsite. Homeless man. A man in the tattered clothes and with blackened teeth passes by. His eyes hold a flicker of hope. Suddenly, he turns around and approaches you, asking for money. Give him money, a solution to almost every problem. When you bend down to give the homeless man some money, he pulls out a book from your inside pocket without you noticing. Oh, got pickpocketed. Okay, well, we're halfway there with this mission. We haven't died yet. Traveling merchant. While moving in an opposite direction on Forest Road is a small man carrying a large bag. He offers you a look at his goods. Try to sell some literature. The merchant doesn't show much interest, but buys your book purely out of the sense of national solidarity. Okay. Windmill, forest cabin. Let's do forest cabin. Exercising caution, using the cover of the forest, you discover a mysterious hut. The crumbling roof and cracks in the walls hint at the abandoned building's history. What does it hold in store? Take anything that might be useful? Inside the hut, among the discarded scarps, you find an item that can still be used. Oh, a cloak. Okay. We're almost at the end. We haven't died yet. Stars. You are lost in the forest. The world shrinks around you with no source of light. The only guides now are the stars shining brightly in the dark sky. Make a shelter for the night. The Shroud of Night gives way to a new day. Rise and shine. Okay. We're able to get through that with the rope. Good thing we got that. Trapper steps on the trap. While traveling on a forest, you hear a shout of pain nearby. You stumble upon a rugged trapper with his foot caught in one of his traps. He winches, clenching his bloody leg, and looks up. A little help, stranger. Seems I got myself in a bit of a bind. We don't have any weapons. Force it open with bare hands. Let's see, hopefully it doesn't hurt us too much. You gather your strength and force the trap open with your bare hands. Your palms are grazed and bloody, but the trapper is finally free. Later, you share a humble meal together, having forged a strange bond for pain. However, your hands will take time to heal. Okay, we got through it. We didn't die. We survived another day. Okay, we're gonna want to buy some food. I'll buy sausages. Show me your wares. I'm gonna buy the hammer this time. We'll get the vodka, which can be used to bribe, too. Who's this person? What do you need and what do I get in return? Been hunting much lately? Enough to keep me fed, not enough to get caught. Can you spare anything from me? If you got the coin, I've got the goods. Okay, well we need more for the gun. Do civilians rat out the book smugglers from Russia? Yes, there was very much opportunists. Yes, there was opportunists in this time period, like Lithuanians who would betray their own countrymen and their own country. The gentleman's curriculum. Whenever you have a foreign nation that occupies, your nation, you always have collaborators. There are always traitors, backstabbers. It always happens. The gentleman's curriculum. In Kaunas, a sharp-dressed group has started organizing their own resistance network. They're calling it a literacy syndicate. Very serious, very secretive. One of them slipped you a note, meeting at midnight. Bring the papers, burn the map. No signature, just a razor blade pressed between the fold. Their way of saying they're serious. Okay, let's do it. Let's see if we can get through this next day without dying. Okay, vodka smuggler. While making your way past the tree line, you witness a peculiar figure of a man rummaging through his belongings. He notices your presence and warmly invites you to come over. On approach, an odor of strong beverages pierces your nostrils. Ignore the man and carry on. Your attitude towards the drunken smuggler anchors the latter so much that he rushes at you with his fist. You do eventually get him off your back, but suffer a few bruises in the process. Ooh. Okay, let's see which one. Priest, hidden cache. Old woman's request. Let's see. The village priest is standing outside the local chapel, carrying an expression of thoughtfulness and concern. Following his gaze reveals a gaping hole in the chapel's roof. He greets you warmly and speaks of a chance to contribute to the chapel's mission. So in this time, the Catholic Church suffered a lot of discrimination under Russian occupation. The Russian government destroyed so many churches, Catholic churches in both Poland and Lithuania, and they were just trying to promote Russian Orthodoxy. Help with the repairs. The priest thanks you for an adequate job. He admits, however, that the chapel might need some additional repairs in the future. Hidden cache. Evening. Deep woods in the fading light of the setting sun. Your eye catches a metallic shining beneath a pile of leaves and branches, a chest, old, possibly abandoned, and there's an eerie sensation surrounding it. You start to wonder if it was hidden there for a reason. Use a tool to force it open. Axe, I guess? The chest presents its contents before you are some relatively fresh supplies that will come in handy along the journey. Bacon. Okay. Folk hero. Okay, 4% event chance 6. You've done enough good to get away with little mischief. The marketplace. Do marketplace. As you move through the bustling marketplace, a disheveled merchant grabs your arm. Please, he whispers urgently. I know you have the books. My sister, a secret teacher, needs one desperately. A sudden commotion as a cart spills its apples distracts the crowd. The merchant tightens his grip. Hurry, I'll make it worth your while. About this is very risky. This could be a spy. Guy could be working for the Russian police. Just quietly slip him a book, see what happens. The merchant fumbles while holding the book, drawing the attention of a nearby observer. You are forced to flee the marketplace to avoid further scrutiny. See? Yeah, he was a spy. I should have gone with my gut instinct. I shouldn't have given him anything. That was just so suspicious when he, like, grabs your arm and says, my sister is this. That was that. Crashed wagon. You stumble upon a wrecked wagon by the side of the road. A drunken man is slumped beside it, looking dazed and distraught. His horse lies motionless, a casualty of the crash. The man, slurring his words, looks at you and says, "Can't believe this happened. I need you to find someone to help me fix this mess. Could you watch my things while I go?" Agree to watch the wreckage. An hour or two passes by. The time the drunk returns, two strong-looking young villagers look at him with pity. The three of you fix the wagon while its owner watches from the side. After everything is done, you and the villager get rewarded with a couple of rubles each. Eat. Spoiled food. A meal you just purchased gives off a foul, sour smell. Something's not right. Throw it away. You toss it away. Minutes later, a dog sniffs it, then walks away. Even it won't touch it. Good call. Is this on Steam? Yeah, I posted the link in the top comment. Do you guys like the story in this? Like, it's like trying to get through this and surviving. Remains. A foul stench hangs in the still air. As you move through a thinning patch of forest, you spot a lump lying half-hidden among the leaves, twisted, bloated, and crawling with flies. It looks like a carcass. Firm, maybe limbs, hard to tell. It could be a deer or something else entirely. Loot it? As you step closer, a low growl emerges from the thicket. A wild dog lunges, snapping at your hand. You back off, heart pounding. The dog watches you without moving. Okay, they lost a little bit of health. Gendarme's inspecting a carriage of a merchant. Oh, it's the Russian police. And they got the uniform accurate too on here. The ever-persistent gendarmes have stopped the carriage you're traveling in. Judging by their expressions, they're in the mood for a very thorough search. Try to bribe them, a strategy that says old as time. Yeah, give the vodka. The gendarmes is more than happy to get his hands on some quality booze. Okay, we got through that. We bribed the cop. Wrong turn. Abandoned campsite. Try abandoned campsite. At night, the road leads you to the lakeshore. A seemingly abandoned campsite and a standing shelter ought to provide the basic comforts before dawn. Spend the night at the campsite. Staying on a quiet lakeside, you are still disturbed by mosquitoes and the sound of wildlife all night long, so you can't wait until the morning to continue your journey. Okay, we've almost got through it. Question of time. Rosen River. As the sun sets, the time comes for a long-awaited rest. Against all optimistic hope, it gets interrupted by a couple of mysterious ruffians. One squints and asks, "Oi, got the time?" Their grins are sly and unnerving. Grab a weapon and tell them that it's time to leave. The axe. They brandish crude knives, but not fast enough. After a quick scuffle, the outcome is not in their favor. Okay, yeah, those guys were trouble. I called it. Blizzard or bear? Oh man, I'd rather go through the blizzard than deal with the bear. As the evening approaches, a heavy blizzard begins to rage with gusty winds. The road becomes almost invisible under the snow. Cut down a tree to make a shelter. Even though the axe is rendered useless, its help gathers enough wood to prepare accordingly for the coming blizzard. Does this game have an ending? Yes, it does. If you survive, get all the way to the end. But it's hard. Pouch. A carriage speeds by and drops a pouch at your feet. A moment later, two officers turn the corner, scanning the road. Hand it over to the officers. They take the pouch without a word and walk off. No reward, but no suspicion either. Storm. Sinister-looking clouds gather on the horizon. A strong and chilly gale signifies it's coming. It will be most unfortunate to get caught in a storm. Use your cloak for cover and move on. Your cloak shields you completely. As the rain eases, you spot a bush full of ripe berries, a modest reward for your efforts. We did it. We survived the next day, too. Okay. Buy the sausage again. Who are these guys? The road ahead is dangerous. What you carry could change lives. Are the patrols getting worse? Every day we resist the harder they push. How long have you been smuggling books? Long enough to know the risk of it. Show me your wares. Let's see here. Return. Show me your wares. Get the vodka again. And we'll sell the berries because I want the axe. Yeah, thank you, Minion Dave. You've been sponsoring for almost a year now. Let's see, what do we got next mission? Lessons in the Shadows. There's a job to do. According to Motagius Valencius, head mistress of a small village has recently established a secret school where she teaches Lithuanian language to the local youth. The Russian Empire has many moves to prevent such an attempt. Therefore, you must remain secretive. Yeah, the background music is really good. It's sad too. It's really sad. A lot of in this time period, a lot of people went through this. This is a time period you've never seen a lot of games. This stuff like this very much happened. You approach a river of a collapsed bridge, in the middle of which has collapsed, leaving a dangerous gap. Is there a way to cross it? Patch the bridge with instruments at hand. Try this. And so our would-be carpenter marches on. Okay. Homeless man, snitches, storm. A few villagers block your way, accusing you of being a book smuggler and threatening you of handing you over to the gendarmes unless you buy their silence. So, yeah, traitors, backstabbers, you know, people working with the Russians. Bluff and threaten them with your, associate. The villagers are not afraid of your threats. Enraged residents start throwing stones at you and run to call the police. Without waiting for anything, you quickly leave before the police arrive. Homeless man. A man in tattered clothes with blackened teeth passes by. His eyes hold a flicker of hope. Suddenly he turns around and approaches you, asking for money. Offer him a cloak. He accepts. It wasn't what he expected, but still enough to make him shed a tear of gratitude. Oh, and he gave me a book. Okay. Trapper steps in the trap. While traversing on a forest, you hear a shout of pain nearby. You stumble upon a rugged trapper with his foot caught in one of his traps. He winches, clenching his bloodied leg, and looks up. A little help, stranger. Seems I got myself in a bit of a bind. Game takes place in 1899. I think it's 1864 when it's taking place, isn't it? Disarm the trap of instruments. These tools you carry finally come in handy as the trapper gets freed from his device. Despite the injury, he seems happy and invites for dinner at his place. He sounds so sincere and grateful that you can't refuse the offer. Lost dog. The marketplace. Right here.
Hey.
As you move through the bustling marketplace, a disheveled merchant grabs your arm. Please, he whispers urgently. I know you have the books. My sister, a secret teacher, needs one desperately. A sudden commotion as a cart spills its apples, distracts the crowd. The merchant tightens his grip. Hurry, I'll make it worth your while. About this is this guy could be a snitch, very much. Last time he wasn't, or he was, so maybe this time it's not going to be a snitch, hopefully. The merchant fumbles while hiding the book, drawing the attention of a nearby observer. You are forced to flee the marketplace to avoid deferred scrutiny. Damn it. It was a snitch. I should have known. Pursuing gendarmes. In the background, quietly listening to the sound of the forest, you hear gendarmes' whistles and dogs barking. You immediately feel a chill running through your whole body because you realize that the gendarmes have found your tracks. Your heart starts to beat faster and your mind races, trying to find a way out of the situation. Drop food to distract the dogs. You feel lighter after throwing the food away, and soon the barking of dogs disappeared completely. But now we have no food left. Yeah. We're gonna have to continue. Snake. Secret swamp path. A peculiar group of people lives in the nearby swamp. They invite you to share a meal with their merry band of hermits who have cut themselves off from the outside world and found serenity in nature and in some rather questionable mushrooms. Try to sell them books? Unfortunately, none of them seem interested. Join them and... Let's not eat what they're giving. Join them in their celebration. It's fascinating how these people manage to be happy in a place like this. Their way of life certainly isn't a healthy one. You leave as soon as the rules of politeness allow for it. Yeah, it's probably good we didn't eat that stuff. Suspicious pub owner or snake. There aren't many poisonous snakes in this country. One can spend their entire life and never encounter. That doesn't apply to you, though. Try to remove the venom. Pressing on the wound causes a disgusting-looking liquid to pour out. This doesn't totally negate the effects of the venom, but it's better than nothing. Okay. Continue. We're close to death here. Getting cash. Evening, deep woods in the fading light of the setting sun. Your eye catches a metallic shining beneath a pile of leaves and branches, a chest, old, possibly abandoned, and there's an eerie sensation surrounding it. You start to wonder if it was hidden there for a reason. Use a tool to force it open. Let's try the axe. The chest presents its content. Before you are some relatively fresh supplies that will come in handy along this journey. Bacon. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, I can't eat right now. Forest cabin. Exercising caution using the cover of the forest, you discover a mysterious hut. The crumbling roof and cracks in the walls hint at the abandoned building's history. What does it hold in store? Take anything that might be useful? Some stale bread. It's better to, it'd be best to pray that it's not moldy. Okay, we survived another day. We did it. I thought we were gonna die. Thank God you are here. We have been waiting for you. Hello, dear. What business brings you here? Good afternoon. I have books sent by Father Valencius. Please convey our greatest gratitude to Priest Valencius. May I know your name, dear? Christian Jonas, but they call me Bureaucrat. We are short in books. Children must carry on their forefathers' legacy, but the Russians are determined to exterminate the Lithuanian language. So are we, to preserve it? Is there anything you'd like me to do? It'd be best not to stay here more than you must. The longer you remain, the more probable it is for us to get compromised. I understand. Before you go, there's a certain someone who could be of use to you. Who are you referring to? Wait and see for yourself. He's waiting for you inside. Thank you once again. I apologize for the cold welcome. That's alright. Stay safe and keep doing your part. Who's in there? Chris and Jonas, our mutual associates have been saying good things about you, and you seem like a decent person. And you are? They call me, Bielakas? Bielakas, Jurgis Bielnis. I heard so much about you. You are a living tale amongst book smugglers. The Gendarmes would say otherwise. I think this is a real person. He was a real book smuggler. Here's your pay. I'll be in touch with you. Be ready. Okay. Bread and bacon. Who's this person? Well, if it isn't someone with a bag full of secrets, what's worth to keep me quiet? Can I trust you on this? Trust me? Ha, I wouldn't. Oh, this guy's definitely giving us a great impression. You'd sell out your own mother, wouldn't you? If the price is right, why not? Show me your wares. Okay. Let's talk to the other dude. Show me your wares. Buy the rope. Okay, we don't need anything else right now. Okay. A sealed envelope arrives, filled with strange markings and scattered notes. At first glance, it appears meaningless, but something about it feels deliberate. Hidden beneath the surface, a message waits. You must look close to decipher it. I almost have enough for the gun, yeah. I'm trying to figure out which page. Tougher than I thought. Wonder if the black ink stuff, if it... I'm 32, but I guess it feels a little weird being 32. I'm liking the music. Well, thank you. I'm pretty sure I have them all flipped on the right way now. We have to put the letters on top of each other. I'm sorry, guys. It's a little hard for me to figure this one out. Damn, does anyone have any ideas in the chat on this one? The thing I'm struggling to figure out is which paper I should put first on. Maybe it goes in order, largest. Oh wait, what did I just do? I think I just put it together, hold on. No, I think it's upside down here. Oh, I think I finally got it. Okay, so it forms a house. Okay. In Sizii, if I'm reading that correctly, there's a house where the miller once lived. The children there are waiting for books. Deliver them as soon as possible. You recall Headmistress Magdy mentioning a hidden school nearby. Okay. Hidden school. A folded note reaches your hands. The teacher waits. You've heard whispers of a hidden school where children are secretly taught Lithuanian, but Russian patrols are closing in, and a wrong step could mean disaster. Okay, let's do it. The evening is cold and foggy. The task is to deliver a satchel of banned books to one of the hidden schools. The route is dangerous. Russian patrols are known to sweep the area. The mission is clear. Deliver the books safely without getting caught. But the night is full of choices, and each decision matters. Reward 50 rubles, 10 reputation. Set out. You set out from a small cabin on the forest edge. The satchel of books is strapped tightly to your back, hidden under a layer of thick cloth. The path ahead forks into two routes. The forest trail. Let's go the forest trail. The forest trail. The trees conceal your presence even under the moonlight, but a faint sound of crunching leaves breaks the serenity. A patrol is nearby. You spot a hollowed-out tree trunk large enough to hide in, but it will take time and effort to squeeze inside. Hide in the tree trunk. You duck into the hollowed tree as the sound of patrolling troops grows louder. They stop near your hiding spot, conversing in Russian. One soldier steps towards the tree. Why are they here? Were you ratted out, or are they looking for someone else entirely? Keep still and hope for the best. Keep still and hope for the best. The officer turns back as his comrade calls him away. After some of the most intense minutes of your life, they leave, and you're safe for now. You make it to the village with your heart once ready to burst. Finally slows down its beat. Continue to the village. Oh, we have the highest reputation, living legend, 5% event chance success. They'll tell stories about you long after you're gone. You reach the cottage at the village's edge. A woman opens the door. Her, wary eyes softening at the sight of the satchel. These will do more than you know, she whispers, taking it carefully. As you turn to leave, faint voices echo from inside, children reciting the alphabet in hushed tones. So it's a school. It's an underground school where they're basically teaching kids the Lithuanian language. Same thing happened in Poland. They had these, underground schools that they would hide from the Russian occupiers, where they would teach kids their language. Okay. We've got enough for a gun now. I'm buying that gun. Okay. Okay. Let's head out here. Thoughts on the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth? The idea of it was nice at first, but it was the parliament was just so crap in it. It brought down the country. A bard in a roadside tavern has written a ballad about book smugglers, specifically Bielinis. It's raw, defiant, and too catchy for comfort. Locals hum it under their breaths, like a prayer for change. They call it, All Eyes on Me. The gendarmes call it subversive treason. Now they're hunting for the verses, and for anyone who dares to sing them. You've been tasked with getting the original lyrics safely into trusted hands before silence becomes the only sound allowed. Okay, let's do it. Stuck in the mud. You venture into a misty swamp with the ground beneath your feet, growing softer and muddier with every step. Suddenly, you are sinking up to your knees. The mud clings tightly, pulling you down with every movement. Struggling only seems to make it worse. A plan to get out is in order. Use a rope to pull yourself out. Do this. With the help of your trusty rope and one of the nearby trees, you manage to escape the death trap. You reach solid ground quickly. On the other hand, your shoe could use a little cleaning. Okay, we got through it. Okay. One. Doppelganger. Voice from below. The gendarme is in the middle of an arrest, pinning a man to the ground. But the man is the spitting image of you. An appearance of the original creates only more confusion. The gendarme is dumbfounded, as is the imposter. Show your documents to avoid a misunderstanding. You slowly raise your hand and present your papers. The gendarme narrows his eyes, comparing your face to the man on the ground. After a tense silence, he grunts and waves you off, but pockets your documents, saying he will verify them later. Idle mouth. A gendarme's horse stands unattended outside a tavern. Its saddlebags bulge with official papers, perhaps valuable. No one seems to be watching. Move along, because if we inspect the saddlebag, the horse might kick us. You nod at the horse and keep walking. Stay in the hay. The title sounds like you're smuggling books for an illegal library or something. Well, you are breaking the law in this game, but it's for a good reason. This is in Russian-occupied Lithuania in the 19th century, and so the Russians were trying to destroy the Lithuanian culture and language. They made books in the Lithuanian language illegal, so you could not have them. You couldn't have books, anything in the Latin alphabet. You can only have it in Russian Cyrillic. They even destroyed a lot of Catholic churches, replaced them with Eastern Russian Orthodox churches. So they were essentially trying to destroy the Lithuanian culture. But there was people in this time period that actually smuggled books to keep their language and their culture alive. While sheltering in a barn overnight, you hear a whisper from outside the barn. It's a faint but close. Stay silent and hope for the best. Someone enters the barn. It's just a fleeing villager, shivering and afraid. You both nod silently, sharing the space. So yeah, I knew it. It probably wasn't a guard. Good idea I didn't attack. Stuck carriage. One for the road. Let's try the stuck carriage. While traveling along the dusty road, you see a carriage with a fallen wheel. An elderly farmer is standing next to it. Offer help as any good Christian would. The farmer is thankful and rewards you with bread and some bacon. Unfortunately, despite your careful work, your hammer snaps the moment you finish. Ooh. Okay. We are basically a third of the way there. Shootout. Or blacksmith. Let's go to the blacksmith. Shootout. Passing through a humble village, you hear an anvil thumping nearby. Walking towards the sound, you see a large man with a beard and a hammer. The blacksmith, wizened by the years, understands who you are and is ready to help. A generous offer that you don't need. To reach your destination faster and stay on track. Yeah, that historical context helps. Not many streamers can go into such a deep dive in time. Thank you. I know that Russia occupied Finland too, but I don't know about I don't know about the Russification like that in Finland. I'm sure they did the same thing. While making your way past the tree line, you witness a peculiar figure of a man rummaging through his belongings. He notices your presence and warmly invites you to come over and approach. An odor of strong beverage pierces the nostrils. Bargain for a bottle of vodka this time. The man, apparently selling contraband alcohol, gives off an impression of one who hasn't been sober for a while. It doesn't take long to convince him to give a discount to a fellow smuggler. Okay. Eat. Okay. Knocks in the night. Ooh. You are asleep in a cramped attic of a kind family's home. It is a rare act of trust in dangerous times. The straw mat is tough, but warmer than the forest floor. A loud knock suddenly slams through the silence. You sit up. It comes again, louder this time. A second knock, heavy and urgent. Someone is at the door, and they are not leaving. Gather your things and escape. You escape makes noise. A voice below shouts, and moments later, gendarmes burst into pursuit. You run through the darkness, branches whipping at your face. Eventually, you lose them, but not before a bullet grazes your arm. Ooh, I should have used the gun. I didn't want to use the gun because I didn't know who was on the other side of the door. The dealer. In a dark alley, a man in a long coat approaches and speaks without making eye contact. Looking for something fun, he opens his coat. Inside, a selection of various books in the Latin alphabet. Buy some of the books. He wants to get rid of all the books he has. It's almost free. So the police are after him then. Another book smuggler. Or abandoned campsite. Let me see, what do I have here? Abandoned campsite. Spend the night at the campsite. At night, the road leads you to the lakeshore. A seemingly abandoned campsite and standing shelter ought to provide the basic comfort before dawn. Let's do this here. You spend the night on a quiet lakeside, and in the morning walk with renewed strength. Let's do it. Okay. Farmer in a wheat field, or what's the other one? Thirst? Among the golden wheat, a small farmer is diligently working the land. His face shows signs of hard work and life. He looks like a man who might be open to business. Ask about work opportunities. The farmer says with a smile, what a worker you are, and quickly returns to his work. Okay. Traveling merchant. Moving in an opposite direction on a forest road is a small man carrying a large bag. He offers you a look at his goods. Try to sell some literature? The surprised merchant looks at you with fear, but buys your book and wishes you good luck. Okay. We're almost at the end. Hopefully we can survive another day. Legs on strike. Gendarme's looking for a book smuggler. You are stopped by gendarmes looking for a nearby smuggler. The gendarmes ask questions about him and yourself. They're definitely onto something. Oh, I can't use my gun. Crap. Lie about seeing a book smuggler nearby. They both scowl with distrust and contempt. The only reason they leave is because, in their eyes, they've got a bigger fish to catch. If only they knew. Oh, I can't believe that worked. Splintered soul. Your boot splits wide open on the jagged trail. Stones dig into your heel with every step. You're miles from shelter. Ooh. Walk barefoot. The sharp stones and sticks slow you down. You reach shelter, but your feet are raw and aching. How bad did the Russians hate Catholic people? Well, the Russian Empire despised Catholics. They also did not like Jews. So, like, they would destroy, Jewish temples, Roman Catholic churches in, Poland and Lithuania. Let's see here. We'll eat. Oh no, bear. Very few survive when faced with frenzied bear. On which side of the statistics you will end up is going to be decided in the next few moments. Fight the bear. Bold, aren't you? Using the gun. Your weapons do manage to wound the bear, if only slightly. The angered beast retaliates, almost rips off your right arm before finally retreating to its lair. People aren't going to believe you when you tell them about this encounter. Okay, at least we're still alive. Checkpoint. Oh no. I don't have enough money. Dozing off in the carriage was a bad call. By the time awakening, you're already at the checkpoint. As you get closer, Gendarme approaches you and demands to see your documents, wanting to know where and why you're traveling. Run away. Oh, we lost a bunch of books, too. With the swiftness of a young hare, you take off running and successfully escape the shouting thugs, dropping a number of books in haste. On top of that, a single bullet grazes your shoulder. Well, we survived. We got through it another day. Buy the bandage too. Okay. Lamus returned last night, bloodied and limping, said nothing about what happened, just handed over a satchel and whispered, "Don't let it wait." He's trusted you to finish what he couldn't. No time to ask questions, just footsteps and frost ahead. Oh, hey, let's skip. What's up, dude? What is this game? It's a game. It's like Papers, Please. It's a game in Russian-occupied Lithuania where you're a Lithuanian book smuggler and you're trying to protect your language. I don't know, Chase. Forest cabin. Exercising caution, using the cover of the forest, you discovered a mysterious hut. The crumbling roof, and cracks in the walls hint at the abandoned building's history. What does it hold in store? Take anything that might be useful. Oh, I probably shouldn't have dropped the vodka. Okay. Bandit. Suspecting police officer. Hey. Walking down a country road in the dark, a man appears with a knife glowing in the mid-moonlight. He walks up to you and demands money. His eyes dart to your pocket, a wicked expression on the villain's face. Attack the bandit. I'm surprised I can't use the gun here. After grabbing the first available tool, you swing at the bandit, but he strikes first with his knife and disarms you. After grabbing your money and weapon, he runs off the country road. Oh, and he took the axe too. Okay. Gendarme's inspecting a carriage of a merchant. Oh, this might be bad here. The ever-persistent gendarmes have stopped the carriage you're traveling in. Judging by the expressions, they're in the mood for a very thorough search. Run away from the gendarmes. While the gendarmes inspect the carriage, you evade them by running into the bushes. Okay, good. Stuck carriage. Let's do stuck carriage. While traveling along the dusty road, you see a carriage with a fallen wheel. Elderly farmer standing next to it. You bypass the carriage undetected. The farmer is too occupied with his broken wheel to notice you. No suspicion arises. Okay. Idle mount. The gendarme's horse stands unattended outside a tavern. Its saddlebags bulge with official papers, perhaps valuable. No one seems to be watching. Let's see if we can... Saddlebags. You quietly lift the flap and pull out a bundle of official documents. Could be useful. Okay, good. The horse didn't kick us. wolves. A pack of drawling wolves follows you through the forest. The period of starvation has made them bold. They're desperate, but so are you. Cut a tree with a rope. Or climb a tree with a rope. After a successful climb, the prior chase becomes a contest of patience, which the hungry pack loses. Hidden catch. Mash it by throwing the chest off a cliff. Evening deep woods. In the fading light of the setting sun, your eye catches a metallic shining beneath a pile of leaves and branches. A chest, old, possibly abandoned, and there's an eerie sensation surrounding it. You start to wonder if it was hidden there for a reason. Smash it by throwing it off a cliff? And honestly, I never heard about this historic era, and until you decided to play this. They never told me in history classes, and honestly, it feels a bit uncomfortable. No, let's skip. I know that in Russia, they don't teach this history really much, and if they do, they barely teach it. They even teach the January Uprising as an insurrection against the Russian Empire, when in reality it was just people fighting for their freedom and independence. But this part, like, they don't really teach much in Russian schools, that like Russia tried to destroy the culture and language of Lithuania and Poland, and like banned their languages basically. People had to smuggle the smuggle books in this time period to preserve their language and culture. Smash it by throwing the chest off a cliff. Let's see what happens. It does the job. However, you find a pile of rotten food supplies, now turned to disgusting mush. You leave before the stench gets to you. We're almost at the end. Let's see here. Old woman's request or abandoned campsite. Let's do old woman's request. You witness an elderly woman struggling to carry a heavy basket filled with food. She glances up, expecting an act of chivalry from a stranger. Help her carry her load all the way home. The old woman gives you a warm smile. It disappears inside her house. The river crossing. The river crossing. As you approach the wooden bridge spanning the icy river, a policeman steps out from the small guardhouse nearby. He blocks your path, his breath visible in cold air. Travelers aren't coming here at this time of day, he says, eyeing at your statue. You need to pay a toll, or perhaps I'll inspect your cargo instead. Throw him over the railing. You shove the policeman and he grabs at you, tearing your coat and scattering your belongings before losing his grip. He falls into the water, soaked but quickly scrambling out. You manage to cross, but you draw unwanted attention, and patrols may now be alerted. You are lost in the forest. The world shrinks around you, with no source of light. The only guides now are the stars shining brightly in the sky. Make a shelter for the night. The shroud of night gives way to a new day. Rise and shine. Okay, we got through it. We survived another day. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Show me your wares. Let's get a tool, because we don't have any tools. Get the hammer. Oh, got it. Showfield revolver. Yeah, Oh, and I was fully justified in pushing the policeman into the water. These are, Russian Imperial forces. They're searching specifically for the books, so... these are people, that are occupying Lithuania. Is the protagonist Catholic? I'm assuming he is, because he's Lithuanian. Hello, bureaucrat. You will deliver publications to Kubiskus and hand them over to the local book distributor, Stanislavas Ozra. The first public magazine printed in our language. The first issue edited by J. Bonavicius himself. A critical piece that highlights the Empire's policy of oppression and forced assimilation in Lithuania. Times we live in. People need a reminder that they're being choked. Remember that the success of the mission depends on your discretion and reliability. Stay alert. Okay. Let's do this here. It's a new environment. Let's see if we can get through this one. We haven't died yet. You stumble upon a wrecked wagon by the side of the road. A drunken man is slumped beside it, looking dazed and distraught. His horse lies motionless, a casualty of the crash. The man, slurring his words, looks at you and says, "Can't believe this happened. I need you to find someone to help me fix this mess. Could you watch my things while I go?" Agree to watch the wreckage. An hour or two passes by the time the drunk returns. Two strong-looking young villagers look at him with pity. He looks beaten and bruised. Someone must have done a beating on him while the man was away. The man mumbles something and points at you. You understand that because of this idiot, villagers now think that it was you who did this to him. You've got no choice but to flee after they got a couple of hits in. Oh my god. Trying to help someone, this is what happens. Moonshiners, chess hustler, gendarme in the inn. Moonshiners. As you navigate a secluded forest path at dusk, the faint scent of alcohol and wood smoke grabs your attention. Following the smell, you come upon a hidden clearing where a group of moonshiners distilling their illegal brew by the makeshift still. Their leader notices a stranger and steps forward, eyeing you warily with a smirk. Walk away, they don't look trustworthy. They decide to teach you a harsh lesson about good company. You barely make it out alive, man. Okay. Rapid River. After climbing a high hill, you are met with a striking sight. A rushing river cutting across your path, its surface glimmering in the setting sun. The current is wild and clearly intent on delaying your journey even further. Look for a bridge, there must be one, right? Hours of wandering yields little success. You eventually find the bridge, but waste precious time and supplies along the way. Oh man. Hours of wandering yields little success. You eventually find the bridge, but waste precious time and supplies along the way. Look for a shallower place to cross. You cross the river, you're soaked down to your socks, but otherwise unharmed. Checkpoint. Bandit. Attack the bandit. You're both armed and dangerous. It's an equal fight in the end. The bandit makes a smart choice and runs away. Curious child. A village child looks at you with big eyes. He energetically jumps at you and asks a question that gives you a moment of relief. He asks with a smile, "What is your favorite animal?" Humor the kid, play along. "A horse," you mutter. The child becomes beams with delight and promises to spread word of your excellent taste far and wide. What game is this? Book Smugglers. Did you know that the Soviets almost killed off the Latvian language in their occupation by moving Russians into Latvia and banning it from being used in public and in periodicals? Yes. They moved a lot of Russian people into Lithuania and Estonia as well. Though I really hope in this time there is no certain perception of Russian people, even though I may say some contradicting things. The point is to stay human no matter what. Well, no, this game isn't like attacking Russian people. It is more just showing like just how terrible the occupation of Lithuania was. A gendarme is in the middle of an arrest, pinning a man to the ground, but the man is the spitting image of you. An appearance of the original creates only more confusion. The gendarme is dumbfounded, as is the imposter. Threaten the gendarme with a weapon. I'm gonna try this. Let's see. With the hostile's weapon raised, the gendarme frees his hands, hovering over his holster. Before the standoff escalates, the prisoner runs for his life. The gendarme fires wildly, and one bullet grazes your shoulder, and the prisoner goes down on the ground. You flee into the alley, bruised but alive. As you walk down a country road, a swaying gendarme eyes you suspiciously. He demands to inspect your belongings, all in the name of public safety, of course. You've got a weapon. It's now time to use it. Let's try this. Your hands are bloody, and your conscience heavier for it. But you did what you had to, and you ran from the fresh corpse behind you. As you walk along the forest path, your steps lead you to a cross standing at the crossroads. The cross is not only a religious symbol, but also witness to a terrible event. The grave of a former bookseller is marked here, the place where he was shot. Oh, man. Yeah. Place a book as a sign of respect. As you place the book, you notice a holy cross on the ground near the grave. Damn, we have no food. Rest is for the weak. Yeah, keep going. Suspecting police officer. A police officer approaches you with a stern expression. He blocks the path and says, "You there. You match the description of someone we're looking for. I'll need to ask you a few questions." Okrana, literally means security. Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me. Show identification to clear up any confusion. You present him with the false documents made specifically for such occasions and silently pray that they will do their job. Thankfully, the officer glares at you with a predatory grin and asks you to pay a fee to clear you of any suspicion. It costs you plenty. Oh. Snake. Oh, no. Try to gauze over the bite. By tying a gauze over the bite, you hope the venom won't spread. As you continue your journey, you don't feel any symptoms. Okay, so it wasn't poisonous. Good. Stuck in the mud. You venture into a misty swamp with the ground beneath your feet growing softer and muddier with every step. Suddenly, you are sinking up to your knees. The mud clings tightly, pulling you down with every movement. Struggling only seems to make it worse. A plan to get out is in order. Try to remove excess weight. Dropping some of the heavier load seems to give you a chance to escape. You take it and manage to get out and proceed to safety. Okay, perfect. Bear. Oh god, no. The last thing is, the Holy Cross gives you a second chance. Okay. Very few survive when faced with frenzied bear. On which side of the statistics you end up is going to be decided next few moments. Fight them there. Screw it. Your weapons do manage to wound a bear, only slightly. The angered beast retaliates and almost rips your right arm. And also, the same thing doesn't happen every single time. So, like, when I tried to use the gun on the bear last time, I lost 25 points. Here, I lost 25 points, too. Okay, we survived. I thought we were gonna die. We were almost there. We've survived, like, what, 4 or 5 days now? So it's, I thought we were gonna die. Oh, hey, Liam of Bladeson, thank you for the super chat. Good day, are you Stanislavas? And who is asking? I was sent by our mutual acquaintance, Bielikas. I brought it a package. Ah, great. Quickly load it here. Just the sight of books written in our beautiful language warms up my heart. Police can also smell Osra from afar. Except for them, it evokes different emotions. Here is your pay. I will be in touch with you. Be ready. Indeed. Thanks for the help, but now is the time for you to leave, and make sure that no one is following you. Did the soldiers purge the people that didn't want to convert? They didn't necessarily force people to convert to Russian Orthodoxy. What they did was they destroyed pretty much all the Catholic churches. And in schools, they basically kept pushing Russian Orthodoxy on kids. Okay. I'm gonna buy 2 sausages. Got that much money left. I'm gonna go back to the inn lady here. Nearly 50 years have passed since the 1831 revolt, yet its pain still lingers. Pilgrims now gather on the sacred hill, placing crosses in search of meaning and hope. It's your turn to make the journey and leave one more cross behind. It's been around half a century of the tragic 1831 revolt. The wound of the tragedy is still fresh in people's minds. Catholics from all over the land gather in a sacred hill to put crosses there in hopes of a miracle that will give meaning to all those sacrifices. It is time for you now to set on the pilgrimage, to pay your respects, and leave one more cross on the hill. Set out. There are no books to deliver this time, only a cross. Your inner voice compels you to do so, and there's no point objecting. Your current destination is the town of Yalulai, near which the hill lies, and wait for pilgrims. There are two branching paths. Which one will you choose? At the Kaunas. At the Kaunas, you take a stop at the city of Kaunas. To avoid being seen by the authorities for the utmost safety, it'd be wise to go to the back streets and find a shelter somewhere in the seedier places than those with the more decent kind of people. This decision, however, bites you back with the sudden appearance of smugglers demanding to see your belongings for an inspection. Talk your way out. Let's try this. Oh, you want to negotiate, eh? Mockingly proclaims the leader of the smugglers. You're a book smuggler, ain't you? I have seen plenty of your kind to know when I see one. He chuckles playfully as if ready to lunge at you any moment now. Then almost instantly, the leader relaxes his tense posture and speaks in the tone of the seasoned businessman. I also see that you might be quite capable. How about you complete an errand and I'll count as a sufficient payment for sparing your life? Agree? The reasonable choice seems obvious. Their leader doesn't seem like a man to take no for an answer. Seems like I have a little choice. Now do I? You respond to the offer. It sure does seem that way. Anyway, my name's Petros. Yours? It looks like the two of you just struck a deal. Christy Jonas. There's little point in lying about your identity at this point. So Christy Jonas, are you ready to hear what I have in mind about putting your skills to use? Hear him out. That's the spirit. Now listen closely. One of the members of our prestigious organization has turned out to be a rat, according to a certain friend of mine from the other side of the law. I need you to deliver this letter to a man simply known as Bronius B, a trusted helper of mine from Cialalai. Once he knows about the rat, he'll take care of the rest. He's moderately popular in town, so it won't be a problem to find the man. Understood, or should I repeat myself? No need to, I got it. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. My boys will provide you with some supplies to ensure that you won't starve to death, but the rest is on you. Don't disappoint the same people that helped me find the rat. We'll know if you try anything funny. Set out to Xiaolai. After a few days of arduous traveling, the goal of your pilgrimage is almost at hand. The town of Xiaolai and the hill of crosses are just a few hours of walking away. However, the mood is slightly spoiled by the fact that you have a dirty job to do before proceeding. In other words, the sooner you find that man Petros mentioned, the better. Ask about the recipient. You enter a small inn where there are a number of shady characters wasting away their money and booze. It's hard to pick one of them that would stand out from the general crowd present in such a place, so you simply start a conversation with the closest one and ask them about the name Petros mentioned. Wait, what was that name again? Crap. I should have been paying attention better to the name. Does anybody remember what the name was? What it was? Wasn't it Bronius? I think it was Bronius. But Bronius... Which one? Yeah. Three? The one with B, I think. I think it was Bronius B. Okay. Say, I'm curious about something. Do you reward tenants in your rental properties if they do house renovations on their own dime, or do you prohibit it? Generally, nobody has really asked me for house renovations before. I've had one tenant who, he asked if he could have like drill into the counter in the kitchen because he wanted to like install like a water filter, and I told him that was fine. I didn't charge him anything for that. Bronius B. Let's see here. You've got any business with him? The man asks. Indeed, I do. You reply. He then tells you the address and instructs you to go alone in this evening. Follow the instructions. When you are just about to approach the correct house, a cloaked figure from the shadows cast by the setting sun raises his hands in a gesture that indicates that the figure means no harm. Please, all I need from you is to listen to me. There's a desperation in his voice. My name is Vitis. I'm the person that that from the letter that you were about to deliver. If Bronius learns that I'm the one who wronged him, I'm a dead man, understand? What have you done to them? Please, I am one of the remaining participants of the revolt. I had no choice but to turn to these scumbags for protection. For some time it seemed that I might get used to a life of crime, but my heart wouldn't let me continue down this path, so I tipped the gendarmes about their activities, so that they would be too occupied dealing with that, and wouldn't look for me. Looks like it didn't work out the way you'd hoped. No, it didn't. I regret getting into such a horrible debt, but that seemed like the only way for an outlaw. No matter how much I regret those choices, I'm never going to regret standing up to the tyranny. Do what you must. I've said my piece. He leaves in silence. Now it's up to you to decide the man's fate. Destroy the letter. The paper is torn into dozens of tiny pieces. There's no way that some bandit will make you compromise your own morality. Whatever happens in the future happens. Right, there's only one thing left to do in this journey. Finish the quest. Finish the quest. The hill of crosses towers above in all its sacral glory. It stands proudly where hundreds of men and women have placed their hopes, dreams, and sorrows. Now it's time for you to leave a mark. Place the cross. You grip the wooden cross, its weight heavier than it should be. With a quiet breath, you find a place among the countless others and press it into the earth. No words are spoken, but something sacred lingers in the silence. Okay, let's do it. Through Labanoras. But crossing the Labanoras forest is never easy, especially in weather like this. The mud swallows footsteps and the fog turns trees into shadows. Don't forget your cloak and extra supplies. If the cold doesn't slow you down, the wrong turn might. Let's do it. When the night falls, weary and tired, only to sink their burdens at the bottom of a bottle. Thus is Gionce's curse and blessing. When you arrive at the tavern, it is being torn down via the traditional fistfight between the residents. Violent debauchery, unquestionably, leave the barbarians to themselves. There's little to be gained by risking involving yourself with violent strangers. There's even less to be gained by wandering in the dark and tripping more than once. Wrong turn or swamp? Let's do wrong turn. Even the best survival instincts can't always prevent a single wrong step. By the time you realize you're lost the path, the forest is already closed in around you. Now you must find a way out. Not the landmark. Probably not that. What do you guys think? Which choice should I do? A, B, or C? I haven't died so far yet. Hopefully it doesn't happen here. Two? It's noon. Opposite the sun must be north. Okay. Okay, we'll try 2 then. You find the right path and venture out the wilderness. Thank you, Liskiff. Right answer. Another book smuggler.
Psst, hey.
You meet a fellow bookseller on the side of the road and realize that he is in danger. His gaze is full of anxiety, and his face shows, exhaustion. Colleague, he calls you quietly. I've been spotted, and gendarmes are roaming everywhere. I need your help. Help him hide. The sooner the better. Use this cloak. You need to drop something before picking up new items. You lend him your most, inconspicuous cloak and guide him along a quiet, safer path. Okay. Homeless man. It's just them ignoring them. Leave him be. You're a smuggler, not a saint. Yeah. The marketplace.
Hey.
As you move through the bustling marketplace, a disheveled merchant grabs your arm. Please, he whispers urgently. I know you have the books. My sister, a secret teacher, needs one desperately. A sudden commotion as a cart spills its apples distracts the crowd. The merchant tightens grip. Hurry. I'll make it worth your while. Try quietly. Slip him a book. The merchant fumbles while hiding the book, drawing the attention of a nearby observer. You are forced to flee. It's 3 times I did it, and it's always a snitch. I shouldn't have done it anymore. Wolves fight them up. Biting in the leg costs one of the wolves its life. The rest are hesitant to take a similar risk and retreat. Eat. Idle mount. Let's move along. Hidden cache. Let's do the hidden cache. Use a tool to force it open. Yeah. The chest presents its contents. Before you are piles of rotten meat and vegetables. Who in their right mind would hide this? The stench is so unbearable it makes you sick. Ugh. Okay. I'll see you, Dave. Remains. Oh, I'm gonna burn it. This time I'm burning it. As you crouch to light the fire, a snarl cuts through the silence. A wild dog lunges from the brush and sinks its teeth into your leg before vanishing. Spoiled food. Ouch. Do the spoiled food. Oof. Throw it away.
Boy.
I don't have it. I can't I just avoid him? Hit him and take all the books. Well, I can't do... You take all the books and say I'm the only book smuggler in town. Okay, well that was kind of messed up. I had to do that, but I didn't have any other choice there. Stuck in the mud. I'll try to remove excess weight. Eat. I'm gonna continue. Drop food to distract the dogs. The gendarmes are chasing. Okay, we got through that. Rapid River or Trapper. We're gonna help him get this. Okay. Provide your documents. Dozing off in the carriage was a bad call. By the time of awakening, you're already at the checkpoint. As you get closer, a gendarme approaches you and demands to see your documents, wanting to know where and why you are traveling. Provide your documents. The gendarme comments on the nice weather and lets you go. Okay. Lost dog. Crashed wagon. Agree to watch the wreckage. An hour or two passes by. By the time the drunk returns, 2 strong-looking young villagers look at him with pity. The 3 of you fix the wagon while its owner watches from the side. After everything is done, the drunk realizes that he doesn't have any money on him. What a scum. Ugh. Bear. Oh, great. The bear jumps on you for roar and starts to munch your legs. When you pretend to be dead, the bear leaves you alone. Your boot splits wide open on the jagged trail. Stones dig into your heel with every step. You're miles from shelter. Fix it with a hammer. You bash the boot back together. Stays on, though the fit is awkward. Every step feels clumsy. Eat. Okay, yeah. Drunken Darm. Try to outrun the drunken arm. Wow. That he was able to catch up to me while drunk, even. Try to sell them books. Unfortunately, none of them seem interested. The more they accuse you of trying to disrupt their peaceful way of life. With the heretical teachings of outsiders, you retreat before they start doing more than displattering nonsense. Okay, we survived. We survived another day. We got through it. By the rope. You've never been to Plunge before. The alienist handed you over the package full of work, just a folded map, a piece of brick, and a look that said, "Don't ask." They say the town's quiet, but too quiet can be worse. New faces draw attention. Let's hope the pages you're carrying are the only thing that speaks. Yo, buddy, still alive? Oh, hey, General's Alert. That's from Ace Combat. We're gonna be doing a playthrough of the older Ace Combat games soon, too. You're doing very good, thank you. I survived like 6 days without dying. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 days already without dying. Gendarme's inspecting a carriage of a merchant. The ever-persistent gendarmes have stopped the carriage you're traveling in. Judging by their expression, they're in the mood for a very thorough search. Run away. While the gendarmes inspect the carriage, you evade them by running into the brushes. Okay, cool. Hunter. Tavern brawl. Ask the owner for nightly stay. Okay. Legs on strike. Even the strongest grow weary on long, punishing roads. With every step, your feet ache, your breath grows heavier, and your body begins to shut down. Rest is no longer a luxury necessity. Make a camp near a stream. Make a camp in the vicinity of a stream. Stop where you stand and rest right here. In the vicinity of a stream. Berries and 5 health points. With the roosters, you wake up, collect some berries, and continue on your merry way. Voice from below? I wonder what is this voice from below? A sound of muffled groans and shouts come from afar. Following it reveals a carefully concealed hatch in the ground. Inside there's a tied-up and gagged gendarme, bruised, barely clinging to consciousness, eyes filled with desperation. It's a Russian police officer. He's been tied up and left. No, this could go bad if I free him. Let's see here. You cut the ropes and pull him out. He stumbles, confused, then looks eyes of you. No words are exchanged. You vanish into the woods. Whether he tells anyone, that's a risk you have to live with. Bandit. So you see, let's skip, is not every Russian character in this game is portrayed as a bad person. So that cop didn't arrest you. He knew you were a book smuggler because you saved his life. Bandit. Let's attack the bandits. You're both armed and dangerous. Equal fight. In the end, the bandit makes a smart choice and runs away. Eat. Okay. Snitches. A few villagers block your way, accusing you of being a book smuggler and threatening you of handing you over to the gendarmes unless you buy their silence. Bluff and threaten them with your associate. The gambit pays off, the blackguard retreats in fear. Their hearts are stricken with anxiety. From this point on, people like them from this area shall know better than to threaten a hardened smuggler. Okay, let's see if we can survive another day. 1 for the road. Stay in the hay. 1 for the road. A local drunk swaying and reeking of moonshine grabs your sleeve outside the tavern. Come on, friend, he slurs. Let's have a drink for old time's sake. Have a shot? You take a swig. It burns like fire and tastes like regret. He grins and insists on another. Have a shot? You take a swig. Oh, damn. Okay, this is getting annoying now. Okay, this is getting ridiculous now. Rob him? You get vodka, but the man loses his whole life. You feel bad. Oh, that was bad. Quiet alley. Knocks in the night. Farmer in a wheat field.
Oh.
As you pass through, a quiet alley, a policeman suddenly steps out from a doorway, blocking your path. He raises a lantern, its light casting sharp shadows. You've been near the churchyard, he says sternly. Care to explain what you're up to? Claiming you're meeting a relative at the church. You explain calmly, mentioning a name and plausible details about the church. The policeman nods and steps aside. Be quick about it, he says. You continue your mission unimpeded. Yeah. Abandoned campsite. Spend the night at the campsite. You know what? I'm gonna keep going because... Actually, hang on. Let's do it. Your boot splits wide open on the jagged trail of stones dig into your heel with every step. You're miles from shelter. Picks up the hammer. Okay. As you walk alongside the forest path, your steps lead you to a cross standing on a crossroads. This cross is not only a religious symbol, but also witness to a terrible event. The grave of a former bookseller is marked here, the place where he was shot. Place a book on the grave as a sign of respect. You see, when you put the book down, you see blueberries growing near the grave. You learn from the grave, my book brother is helping me. Well, damn, what's with the inventory right here? Okay, wait, yeah. Gendarme in the inn. Oh, this could go bad really quickly. As you rest in the quiet country inn, Gendarme sits behind the same table, a company most undesired. He's talking to the innkeeper about the weather and harvest. His interest quickly shifts towards your person. Questions start pouring in: name, occupation, destination. If he keeps this up, you'll eventually slip up. Impersonate an official and show the documents. The gendarme, after seeing your documents, starts discussing politics and village affairs. He orders a bottle of vodka, drains it, and leaves the inn. Is there a pause menu in this game? Yeah, I guess there is, yeah. I will read chat in just a moment. I'm just trying to get through this and survive. A long hike in the summer heat takes its toll, with a canteen dry and your tongue sticking to the teeth. There are no wells or rivers in sight. Legs aching, a shallow puddle offers salvation. But doesn't vodka dehydrate you? I'm gonna try drinking from the puddle. You remember the tale of the boy who drank from the puddle and turned into a mule, but nothing happens. The water tastes awful, but it's easier first. Folk tales aren't always right, thankfully. Okay, there we go. We survived another day. Okay, the Russian police haven't killed us yet. In Black Flag Resynced, the alarm bells don't spawn in reinforcements except for one island. It just makes a crap ton of noise, louder than a flintlock. Yeah, and I just kept fighting them when it happened. Yeah, so Lendon, you joined not too long ago. This is a new game that came out recently. It's about the Russian imperial occupation of Lithuania, and you're playing as a book smuggler, and you're trying to smuggle books to protect the Lithuanian language because at this time they banned the entire Latin alphabet books in Lithuanian, and they tried to Russify the population. Great job in Kupiskis. Now a trip to Krasaya awaits. The parish chairman, Juozazis, will be receiving the delivery. Among the books will be Simnos, Docantis Ways of Ancient Lithuanians, Highlanders, and Semo-Githians, which is a very precious and important part of our history, so keep it safe. This task will require more preparations because the Gendarmes are following your footsteps. None you will meet are to be trusted. Your colleague, Bilatkas. This is before World War I. This is in the 19th century, so this is like around the time of Red Dead, actually, when this was going on.
Psst. Oh.
You meet a fellow bookseller on the side of the road, and realizes that he is in danger. His gaze is full of anxiety and his face shows exhaustion. Colleague, he calls you quietly. I've been spotted, and Gendarmes are roaming everywhere. I need your help. The Gendarmes are the Russian police. Take his books and draw suspicion away. He looks as if a sudden realization just struck him. Paranoia took over all reason, and he ran away into the darkness without saying a word. Let's see, what... Drunk Gendarme. Rapid River. Look for a bridge. Okay, well I have to use a food for that. Forest cabin. Traveling merchant. Let's try to sell some literature. The merchant doesn't show much interest, but buys a book purely out of national solidarity. Okay. Made a little bit of money there too. Stars. Make a shelter for the night. Getting cash. Use the tool. Bacon. Nice. Okay, we got that. Moonshiners. Vodka smuggler. Ignore the man and carry on sober. Disappointment flashes in the eyes of the stranger as he grabs his bag and vanishes in the opposite direction. A bitter wind bites through your gloves. Within minutes, your fingers are numb but unresponsive. You need warmth, quickly risk frostbite. Stop to start a fire. Your frozen hands fumble. The fire won't start, and the wasted time leaves you even colder. Ugh. Well, we're already halfway through. We're halfway through right now. Voice from below. A sound of muffled groans and shouts come from afar. Following reveals a carefully concealed hatch in the ground. Inside there's a tied up and gagged Gendarme, bruised, barely clinging to consciousness, eyes filled with desperation. Release the poor soul. You cut the ropes and pull him out. He stumbles confused and locks eyes with you. No words are exchanged. You vanish into the woods. Whether he tells anyone, that's a risk you have to live with. Okay, we're halfway there. Splintered soul. Fix it with a hammer. A local drunk, swaying and reeking of moonshine, grabs your sleeve outside a tavern. Come on, friend, he slurs. Let's have a drink for old time's sake. Sell him vodka. Everyone is happy. He gets the, his devil elixir, and you get the shiny coins. Okay. The dealer. What's the other one? Pouch.
Or
Buy some of his books. Okay. Okay, we're almost at the end. Bear. Oh, great. Try to avoid confrontation. Ah, damn. The bear lashes out, yeah. The bear one is the worst one that you can encounter, because it drains almost half your health. Train. You decide to shorten your journey by taking a train, but the last station is full of policemen. Use fake documents if the police stop you. As you move along the station wall, the police stop you. The officer examines your documents suspiciously and you decide to run for it, dropping several books as you flee. Gendarme's looking for a book smuggler. While sheltering in a barn, you hear a whisper from outside the barn. It's faint but close. Stay silent, hope for the best. You stay hidden beneath the hay. The door slams open and gendarmes rush in. One of them kicks the pile you're buried under and his boot hits something soft. He shouts. You burst sprinting, looking for exits. Shots crack through the air. You dive through a side window into the dark. Only later do you notice your losses. Ooh, 3 books. You lost 2. Eat. Okay. Priest. Collapsed bridge. The village priest is standing outside the local chapel, carrying an expression of thoughtfulness and concern. Following his gaze reveals a gaping hole in the chapel's roof. He greets you warmly and speaks of a chance to contribute to the chapel's mission. Donate to the chapel's repairs? The priest showers you with blessing with every coin out of your purse. After all, wealth is temporary, while the spirit will endure and is better unburdened by greed. Knocks in the night. Okay. You are asleep in the cramped, static attic of a kind family's home. It is a rare act of trust in dangerous times. The straw mat is rough, but warmer than the forest floor. A loud knock suddenly slams through the silence. You sit up. It comes again, louder this time. A second knock, heavy and urgent. Someone is at the door, and they are not leaving. I'm going to use a gun this time. As you enter the main room, the door bursts open. It's the gendarmes. You fight your way out a back entrance, but not before a blow catches your side, and you lose your weapon. Oh no, we lost the gun. Okay. Well, we got paid. We survived another day. Are you Juazas? It depends on who you heard it from. From Gielakas. I brought it with me some literate. Quiet, you fool. Someone might hear us. Let's go somewhere no one can spot us. These books are priceless. Glad to help. There is even a Donkin that has ways of ancient Lithuanians, Highlanders, and Samogitians. I remember reading this back in the day. Pleasant times. This place wasn't the same after the Kraszi massacres. The Kraszi massacres? Let me Google this. If I'm curious if this is a real event because there's a lot of history in this game. Yes, it is. It was a real event. Happened in 1893. What happened was it was a bunch of Lithuanians that were protesting over the Russian government destroying a Catholic church in Kraszi. It says despite the public wanting the church to be opened, the government refused. It said that the people stayed inside the church, refusing to let it be destroyed. The Russian governor arrived with 70 policemen, and 300 Cossacks arrived. And the Cossacks were given the order to loot and brutalize. 9 people were killed, 54 were injured, at least 24 women were raped, and 16 men flogged. Oh my god. 71 people were put on trial for rioting and disobeying police officers, but the cruelty of the Cossacks caused a public outcry, and even the people received a pardon from the Tsar. The event became a rallying cry for the Lithuanian national revival. Yeah, so this game takes place in the 1890s then. And here I thought you were knowledgeable. Cossacks were sent by the Russian government to Kraszi to disperse people who were preventing the church from being forcibly closed. Oh, just like I read. When the Cossacks arrived in the town, they attacked the locals while burning and pillaging homes. So many lives were ruined and wasted. That's exactly why we can't give up. We must fight against this savagery. Savagery, that's just the way things are. When someone picks an impossible fight, that is what they usually get. Death is death. You smugglers convinced me to join your little crusade. Don't make me regret it. Or what? Or I will get very upset, might even frown at you more than usual. That's not funny. Who's talking about funny? People like me are placing their trust in your lot. The least you can do is prove it's not misplaced. I'm just doing what I can do best. As you said, Krista Jonas. Yeah, so like I said, is that a lot of people, they don't understand fully how brutal the Russian Empire was. Because everybody knows the bad things the Soviet Union did, but a lot of people don't know as much about the Russian Empire. Okay, I'm gonna buy a rope. Get an axe too. Buy that. Okay, let's go back. Let's buy some more food. We haven't died at all yet. I hope I don't jinx myself. Okay. Another package, another trip to Plunge. Violinist didn't say much, and gave you a nod and looked over his shoulder. You've walked this road once already. It must be important or dangerous or both. Okay. Oh, this is in winter time. 22 checkpoints. Wow. As the evening approaches, heavy blizzard begins to rage with gusty winds. The roads become almost invisible under the snow. Cut down a tree to make shelter. Even though the axe is rendered useless, it helps gather enough wood to prepare accordingly for the coming blizzard.
Hey.
A few villagers block your way, accusing you of being a book smuggler and threatening you of handing you over to the gendarmes unless you buy their signs. So, traitors, give them what they want. They take the money with the most smug expressions you've ever seen before turning away. In their endless generosity, they've even given you back 1 ruble. A frozen river looks safe. Are you ready to bet your life on the ice's sturdiness? Test the thickness of the ice with a tool. After meticulous examination, you discovered the sturdiest root. Yeah, I didn't want to use the rope because even if you save yourself with the rope, you're gonna get thrown in, you know, in cold water. Pursuing gendarmes. In the background, quietly listening to the sounds of the forest, you can hear gendarmes whistle and dogs barking. You immediately feel a chill running through your whole body because you realize that the gendarmes have found your tracks. Your heart starts to beat faster and your mind races, trying to find a way out of the situation. Distract the dogs. The dogs with food. Okay, right here. You feel lighter after throwing the food away, and soon the barking of the dogs disappears completely. Okay, we're getting through this. Homeless man, blacksmith, cavern brawl. Let's purchase a knife. We don't know when we'll need that. Eat. Okay, I'm about a fourth of the way through. Even the strongest grows weary on long, punishing roads. With every step, your feet ache, your breath grows heavier, and your body begins to shut down. Rest is no longer a luxury, it's necessity. Make a camp in the vicinity of your stream. The night passes by an instant, and a new day promises new opportunities. Okay. Storm. Try to find cover in one of the houses. Sinister-looking clouds gather on the horizon. A strong and chilly gale signifies coming. It would be most unfortunate to get caught in a storm. Seeking shelter takes too long. A few books get wet and you get sick. Ooh. Okay. Shoot out with the gendarmes. As you leave the village, you are suddenly ambushed by two gendarmes who start shooting at you. Their shots fly through the air, striking you with fear. Your heart starts to beat faster, your pulse quickens, and you instinctively try to find a way out. Try to escape through village houses. While the gendarmes are reloading their guns, you dash towards a house, but a bullet hits your leg. The gendarmes catch up, seize your books, and whip you brutally. This is bad. I might die here. Abandoned campsite. Spend the night at the campsite. Okay. Blizzard. Checkpoint. Snake. As the evening approaches, a heavy blizzard begins to rage with gusty winds. The road becomes almost inevitable under the snow. You may freeze, but your resolve drives you forward. A cold death has been avoided, but it draws unseatingly close. Old woman's request. Help her carry all her load all the way home. The old woman gives you a warm smile, disappears inside her house. Okay, we're halfway there. Splintered soul. Fix it with a hammer. Collapse bridge, or what's the other one? Gendarmes looking for a book. Smugglers. Take our chances on the collapsed bridge. Finish it with instruments. Eat. Okay. Steep rocky hill or quiet alley. Hey. As you pass through a quiet alley, a policeman suddenly steps out from a doorway, blocking your path. He raises a lantern, its light carrying sharp shadows. You've been seen near the churchyard, he says sternly. Care to explain what you're up to? Claim you're meeting a relative at the church. The policeman doesn't believe you and continues pressing with questions. Damn. He searches your satchel and discovers the Conrad books. You're flogged. Some of the books he finds are confiscated. Oh, man. This isn't good right now. Stars. Bear. Place a book on the grave as a sign of respect. Berries. Okay, we got some food. Bargain for a bottle of vodka. Drink from the puddle. Okay. Look at chat in just one moment here, guys. You meet a fellow bookseller on the side of the road and realize that he is in danger. His gaze is full of anxiety and his face shows exhaustion. Colleague, he calls you quietly. I've been spotted and gendarmes are roaming everywhere. I need your help. Take his books to draw suspicion away. Okay, we're almost at the end. Frozen river. Egg pest and thickness. Okay, we're almost home free. Use a whistle to scare off the scavengers. Okay, I didn't get that many books delivered, but at least we survived. Okay, if anything, for the alarm bells, they cause more of a distraction than anything. If only one guard is alerted and is going for the bell, you can hide real fast. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for telling me, London. I didn't know if the guards were having infinite spawns. When I went to Havana, in that part of Black Flag, I did think they had infinite spawns for a moment. see a few pieces of paper, but on their own, they make no sense. The words seem scattered, incomplete, yet something about them feels intentional. At the bottom of the page, he knows a familiar signature, Viola Lacas. Okay, it's right here. Oh, I'm trying to decipher this here. Oh, I can tell it's a church here. Upside down, okay. Would you rather live in 1800s, 1900s, Western Europe, or early 1900s, Eastern Europe like this game? What are your thoughts on the Typhon Rev War, Cold Wars, and do you think the Russian Civil War was necessary? The Russian Civil War was going to happen regardless. There was already a revolution that happened in 1905, but the Russian government ended up winning that. But I wouldn't want to live in the 1800s. Definitely not. Thoughts on Crash Bandicoot? I have the PS1 games. Did Frank do the right thing by betraying the family in Mafia 1? I guess Frank was just tired of the life and he wanted to leave. It was also Morello was threatening him, but let's see here. Cannot figure out where this goes. Got it now, finally. Okay. Where my name rests beneath the ground near Valencia's church, there the words await its bearer. Violacas left them beneath his own grave. Clever. That's my next destination. Violacas hid the books beneath his own grave, near Valencia's church. Clever. That's where I need to go next. After deciphering a message sent by Biela Lakas, you learn about a receiver mission. A note directs a grave near the Valencia's church marked by Gilenin's name. You are unsure of what lies in the grave, but it must be retrieved. After all, the job is the job, and someone has to do it. Church in the distance. Well, Salieri is just as bad as Morello. The spears of the church room loom ahead, and their silhouettes are shrouded in mist. No one knows what dangers lurk on the main road. It may be safer to stick to the shadows. Stick to the tree line. As you walk near the tree, suddenly a dog rums up and starts barking. It doesn't look like it'd be easy to shake off. Give it some food to make it go quiet. Give it some food to make it quiet. You quickly reach into your bag and toss some meat to the annoying mutt. It stops barking and begins eating, clearing the way to the church. Wait and look for any patrols. You crouch low, scanning the surroundings carefully. In the distance, there's a faint glow of a lantern swinging through the trees. A patrol's nearby, their boots crunching against the soil. Wait for them to move out of sight. You remain still, holding your breath. As the patrol passes, the dog accompanying them sniffs the air, but doesn't seem to catch any unfamiliar scent. They're moving away, their lanterns swaying in the darkness. Quickly sneak into the graveyard. If there's anything Cyrillic, I'll translate at a request. Thank you, Moiskif. With every step being light and quiet, the book smuggler slips through the graveyard's entrance. The patrol seems unaware of your trespass. A man with a shovel is standing near a fresh grave. Search for the right grave. You move cautiously through the graveyard, looking at the faded markers. The night is serene, except for the distant rustling of wind through the trees. Then here it is, and the name of Gielenis is faintly carved in the stone, but something's off. The grave soil looks odd. Someone has been here before you. Investigate the grave before digging. Something doesn't feel right. You step back and inspect the ground. That's when you notice it, the faint outline of footprints. Whoever was here before wasn't just digging. Then you see a gravedigger watching you. His posture is tense, and his expression is unreadable in the dim light. Approach him and ask what he wants. Your voice cuts through the stillness. What are you doing here? What do you want? The man scoffs, shaking his head. You're a lunatic. Just dig out the books already. They're waiting for you. Trail. What do we do here now? I'm confused right now because I think my game was frozen for a moment there. Drop something before picking up new items. Oh. The soil is damp, and the sound feels louder than it should be in the stillness of night. After some time, your hands grab a satchel. You open it and find a bundle of books and a revolver wrapped tightly in cloth. The metal is cold. The book's still dry as if someone had prepared this for a journey that never began. Okay, we did it. This game looks beautiful. Thank you. Salieri is such a hypocrite, saying he don't do that business. At least Morello wasn't a hypocrite, both bad, but don't didn't try to hide it. Salieri hid it. The difference between Morello and Salieri is that they were the same person, but Morello was more honest about who he was. You just slipped across the Prussian-Russian border under moonlight. Patrol's lantern swung just meters away, but none turned towards you. No barking dogs, no whistles. It's quiet, too quiet. Either you're blessed tonight or someone wanted you to get through. So Prussia was the largest German state at the time. Prussia later became Germany, largely. Frozen River. That's the thickness. Suspicious pub owner. Walk away, they don't look trustworthy, the moonshiners. Okay, we got through it. While sheltering in a barn overnight, you hear a whisper from outside the barn. It's faint but close. Stay silent and hope for the best. Someone enters the barn, just a fleeing villager, shivering in affright. You both nod silently, sharing the space. Climb a tree with a rope to get away from the wolves, yeah. Use a rope to pull yourself out. Good so far. Release the poor soul. You release him and turn to leave, but he grabs your arm, not to fight, but thanks you. His voice shakes. Not all of us agree with what they're doing, he says, pressing a small bundle of rubles into your hand. Screw it, I'm just gonna give them the money so that they can just so I don't want to lose any health. Puddle. Collapse bridge. Fix the bridge. Okay, we're halfway there. Crashed wagon. Agree to watch the wreckage. An hour or two passes by the time the drunk returns. Two strong-looking young villagers look at him with pity. He looks beaten and bruised. Someone must have done a beating on him while the man was away. The man mumbles something and points at you. You understand that because the idiot villagers now think that it was you who did this to him. You've got no choice but to flee. But they've got a couple hits in. You decide to shorten your journey by taking the train, but the last station is full of policemen. Oh. Stick with a group to avoid attention. When you get off the train, you are stopped by the police as you try to creep along the station walls. Without any documents, try to run. While their policeman grabs you and captures you, policeman dresses you down and whips in front of the crowd. Ooh. That was not good. Now I need help. Snake? No. Doppelganger? Threaten the gendarme with a weapon. Oh, damn. This isn't good, guys. Okay. Eat. Oh, damn. Use the Holy Cross to continue the game. Mission completed. Okay. The cross saved me then. That was a good thing I got that one. No, I've never seen Der Tiger. I heard about the movie. Newspaper published by the Lovers of Lithuania, number 2 and 3, in Tilsit for February and March 1885. Ozra is published in Tilsit on the 20th of each month. Each issue containing between 32 and 48 pages. Subscription per year, 4 rubles or 4 marks. A single issue costs 35 pfennigs or 35 kopecks. Advertisements are accepted by the editorial office with a charge of 20 pfennigs or 10 kopecks per half line. For Ozra readers, half price. In Germany, Ozra can be subscribed to through any state royal post office. Be praised, land of our fathers. 2. These are the wise ones, who through error travel towards truth. Those who persist in error, those are the fools. Rucker. It's rightly said, without injustice or errors, we would not be able to recognize justice. Indeed, if we were all righteous, there would be no injustice at all, and then we would not even know the highest form of justice. As the ultimate essence of righteousness. Among people, there must be injustices, though with which the righteous earn their eternal life. There must also be errors in this world, so that people can distinguish misleading paths from the right ones. If we had never seen a crooked tree, we would not be able to call a straight tree starlight. In all generations and in all social classes, errors arise, which are the legacy of humankind. The anime Area 88? No, I've never seen it. Okay. What brought you here so late? I don't have much time, but I do have a job ready for you. I need you to take the latest issues of Varpus to Senai. Interest in the Lithuanian press in Senai is extremely high. Or Sinai? Recently appointed Bishop Antanas Baranaskas will deliver a sermon in Lithuanian language at a Sinai cathedral. Can you imagine how significant this event is? Of course, Gielakas. I'll make sure the publications are safe and delivered on time. I hope you can handle this mission. You must come to Sinai before the sermon of Bishop Baranaskas. What's your opinion on the Romanov murders? Do you think they deserved it after all the terrible stuff that their country did? I think that what happened to the children was horrible, but I don't really care about the Tsar being killed. The Tsar was a scumbag. I don't even like the communists. I hate the Bolsheviks too. But like, I'm not gonna shed a tear for the Tsar dying, because the Tsar was such a horrible person. And so many Polish people died under him. On your arrival, give the publications to the local cobbler, Jereminas. Now go and don't disappoint. No, I've never seen Der Tiger. Winter Ceremony. After the visit of Jurgis Bielinis, you learn that you need to take the publications of the latest issue of Varpus to Sinai and hand them over to the cobbler Jereminas. There's a great interest in Lithuanian press there, especially because Bishop Baranaskas will deliver a sermon in the Lithuanian language for the first time in Sinai Cathedral. A successful presentation and publication would help to reignite the national spirit. However, the winter's a cruel hag. From now on, the job ought to be tougher than before. Frozen River. Oh, damn. Right away, too. I thought that would be good. Spoiled food. Vodka smuggler. Throw it away. Bandit. Walking down a country road in the dark, a man approaches, okay, hang on, I'm going to... damn. I should have used the hammer. This isn't good right now. Windmill. A local miller and his son are trying to fix the grindstones. They look annoyed and tired. Perhaps there's something you can do. Offer to fix the grindstones? The miller is pleasantly surprised by the quality of your work. He rewards you adequately. Maybe in another life you could learn a living with this. Fix it with a hammer. Okay, we're about a fourth of the way there. Frozen River. Or bear. Oh no, I don't want to deal with the bear again. Again, with damn, the same exact thing happened. Snitches. Give them what they want so they leave us alone. Thirst. Hunter, swamp, abandoned campsite. Abandoned campsite. You spend the night in a quiet lake side, and in the morning walk with renewed strength. Okay, perfect. Policeman on patrol, and what's the other one? Deep Rocky Hill. Another day, another obstacle. A steep hill that you must get down to continue the journey. The slope is covered with plants and bushes. Every step must be calculated, so not to slip or lose balance. Use a rope to descend safely. Plan works perfectly as well, without complications of any kind. But we lost the rope now. Pouch. A carriage speeds by and drops a pouch at your feet. A moment later, two officers turn the corner, scanning their road. Hand it over to the officers. They take the pouch, then accuse you of trying to hide it earlier. You are rewarded with a fine for interfering. Doppelganger. Threaten the Gendarme with a weapon. Damn. You're really catching them hands. You gotta lock in. Well, thank you, dude. Okay, pursuing Gendarmes. How much food do we have left? Flee while shooting. Let's try this. You see dogs and Gendarmes running. You shoot back once or twice until the barking, whistling starts to recede. Okay, that worked. We didn't have to use our food up. Snake? No, I'm not dealing with that. Checkpoint. Dozing off in the carriage was a bad call. By the time of awakening, you're already at the checkpoint. As you get closer, Gendarme approaches and demands to see your documents, wanting to know where and why you're traveling. Run away. With the swiftness of a young hare, you sprint away and escape out the shouting thugs, dropping a few books in your haste. Farmer in a wheat field. Among the golden wheat, a small farmer is diligently working the land. His face shows signs of hard work and life. He looks like a man who might be open to business. Ask about work opportunities. Hard labor bears sweet fruit. The reward from the farmer is handsome indeed. The river crossing. Frozen River. Okay, we're almost there. Shoot out with the Gendarmes, though. As you leave the village, you are suddenly ambushed by two Gendarmes who start shooting at you. Their shots fly through the air, striking you with fear. Your heart starts to beat faster, your pulse quickens, and you instinctively try to find a way to shoot back. You fire back, but a Gendarme's bullet hits your leg. They rush you, take your weapon and books, and whip you until you lose consciousness. Ooh. I lost the gun. Drunk Gendarme. Try to outrun the drunk gendarme. The speed at which legs carry you away from the scene will make even a seasoned athlete jealous. Okay, we got out. Idle mount. The marketplace. Quietly slip him a book.
Aww.
Okay. Gendarme suspecting a carriage of a merchant. Oh, great. Run away from the gendarmes. You trip and lose a book, but these gendarmes aren't exactly skilled runners, and you get away. Okay, we did it. We survived. We survived another day. Good afternoon, safe friend. Where can I find a local cobbler? Jesus Christ in the seventh heaven. Are you Krista Jonas, the bureaucrat? Certainly am. And you are a Jeronimus, if I'm not mistaken. Ha, could figure Bielak Akas wouldn't send just anyone for such a task. Are we on schedule? You are just in time. Bishop Baron Naskas will be delivering masses shortly. I'm sure, I'll make sure that the publications are safe and delivered on time. This will help us a lot. Our people deserve to know what's going on about the Russians poisoning their ears with every bloody word. Now be on your way. Who knows what sort of folks are on your trail. Have a good day. Same back at you. Follow me, book smuggler. Oh. Who are you? State your intentions. Who am I? A friend. What are my intentions? I have a confidential letter that has to be delivered to one Jonas, Basanavisis. Yes. It has reached my ears that you're one of the best amongst the smugglers, Christy Jonas. How urgent is this delivery? Very. The message was written by a very honorable person who was closely associated with Dr. Basanavicius. It must reach him before the gathering in Vilnius. That's the capital of Lithuania. The content of this letter is completely confidential. Not to mention it can compromise a lot of good folks if it ends up in the wrong hands. Take it and hide it well. Understood. I promise to keep it safe. God bless you. Okay, hang on. Something's not right with this mission, by the way. There's something wrong with this mission. After a meeting with an unknown person, you are tasked with delivering an important message to the arranger of the Vilnius conference, J. Basanavicius. This conference is organized by many Lithuanian intellectuals and activists who work for the preservation of the Lithuanian language and culture. The message can be very important for them. You guys see what I mean that this mission is something's wrong? Look at the difficulty, 5. It's a very easy mission, for being the final one. There's something wrong here. Bloody papers. You receive an envelope stained with blood. Inside you find a few torn pieces of paper and a severed man's finger. The message must be important. Decipher the message. This is a side mission. Let's do this one here first. Do you guys think that that's a setup? Because I think it's a setup. I think it is. You really catching them hands. You gotta lock in. Well, thank you, Alien, for the super chat. But I just had like a bad feeling about that. There was a super chat before that one. Oh, any music you've been listening to lately? Been listening to Alice in Chains and Ozzy since it's been a year since he died. Rest in peace, Prince of Darkness. I haven't. I've listened to Ozzy Osbourne before, but I haven't listening to much. I usually, if you might find this weird, I've been listening to the Ace Combat soundtrack a lot recently. That's what I've been listening to a bit. Music itself, not really much. Okay. But do you guys agree with me that there's something wrong with this final mission, that, like, the final mission is like a setup? Because why is the difficulty so easy for being the final mission? It makes no sense. The Scarface soundtrack, oh yeah, I've listened to it. This is the first time I've heard about the Lithuanian book smuggling. Yeah. And this game hopefully brings, you know, more people learn the history and what actually happened. Damn, how do I... Oh, how do I get this one up here? Is this game good? I've been enjoying it. You didn't think it would end all so easily, did you? He must be from the gang leader I met. What could he be planning? It might be the gang leader. That's who it might be here. Okay. There's something really weird about this final mission. Why is the final mission so easy? A peculiar group of peoples lives in the nearby swamps. They invite you to share a meal with their merry band of hermits who have cut themselves off from the outside world and find serenity in nature and in some rather questionable mushrooms. Join them in their celebration. It is fascinating how these people manage to be happy in a place like this. Their way of life certainly isn't a healthy one, considering that just spending one day in such an environment damages your health. You leave as soon as the rules of politeness allow for it. old woman's request. Help her carry all her... Okay, she gave me bread, too. Abandoned campsite. Suspicious pub owner. Curious child. Humor the kid, play along. Another book smuggler.
Psst, hey.
Take his book to draw suspicions away. Okay. While walking through a quiet alley near the outskirts of town, you encounter an undertaker slumping against a wall, clearly exhausted. He's trying to catch his breath beside a shrouded corpse lying on the ground. Nearby an empty wagon waits, its wheels creaking softly in the wind. The undertaker sighs and mutters, "I need a moment." Offer help? You take the corpse by the legs and help the undertaker deliver it to the wagon. A good deed is rewarded with a promise to help you in the future if the need arises. That was the final mission. Something's not right here. That was just, that was, way too easy for it to be the final mission. Good afternoon, dear doctor. I have a letter for you. Thank you. May I ask who's sending it? I'm afraid I can't reveal this information because I'm not sure, sir. I was simply instructed to deliver it to you. I understand. Thank you. I'm sorry, but I'd like to ask you something. What is the purpose of this convention? Since you're so secretive, I hope you didn't talk too much about it. This is a gathering of Lithuanian intellectuals. We hope to create a solid foundations for the fight for Lithuania's autonomy. Sounds like a very important event. That is correct, and it will be held right here in Vilnius. We anticipate a large number of participants from all over Lithuania. Several important figures will also gather at the convention, including Antanas Smetona. We will discuss the most pressing problems faced by the people of Lithuania, including the need for autonomy, the importance of preserving our language. Then I certainly didn't travel in vain. Have a good day, sir, and good luck. Let's hope the meeting will lay the foundations for a possible revival of Lithuanian culture and language. Once again, thank you for delivering this letter, dear. I really appreciate it. What's happening here now? I tried to line up the letters earlier, but it was a bit hard. What was happening all over the world at this time during the Lithuanian book bans? Well, it lasted for 40 years. So it was, you know, a lot of events happened that time. The Lithuanian book ban was started in during the American Civil War, and it didn't, you know, end until 1904. This is a soft lock. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do anything right now. I can't escape or anything. I'm gonna try again here. Hold on. Was the Soviet Union just Russian imperialism with a different government and flag? Yes. Well, it seemed like that was the, It seemed like that was the end of the game there. I don't know if there was an extra cutscene, I might have missed it. I think I read this already. Oh no, I didn't read this one. 1883, this is an illegal Lithuanian language newspaper. Ozra is issued in Regain on the 20th day of each month in a booklet format as a 2-color edition. Subscription for a year or 12 issues. 2 marks or 1 ruble for half a year. 1 mark or 50 kopecks. A single issue costs 20 pfennigs or 10 kopecks. This is a wonderful word. This is a wise thinker. One of another of our readers will probably be surprised and support us as eccentrics. Let them laugh if they wish. But the truth is that which has grasped this wonderful saying, that half is more than everything. These very words were spoken by the famous ancient Greek choral poet Hesiod, who lived around 800 BC. Half more than everything. Let us seek the meaning of this saying. It seems to me that I have discovered one of its meanings. So, dear reader, come with me and listen to a tale. Once upon a time, perhaps, though, for the fault of our dear people, some among them wished to display their special loyalty and their German-like patriotism, while at the same time frequently cursing innocent people in the opposition to the German authority. Just as German is spoken in our schools, the same can be said about Russian and Lithuanian. Since both there and here, our children gain no benefit from learning a foreign language, for they neither understand the signs presented in foreign language tongue, nor they can fully assimilate the language itself. We will soon also discuss Russian schools in Lithuania, editorial board. Yeah, so I think we beat the game. I don't know if there was a cutscene there, but my game froze a little bit there at the end. Okay. Living legend. Okay. I think we've beaten the game. Yeah, we have. I got the achievement for beating the game. But I guess we will be I guess we'll be wrapping up the stream here, guys. I'll read a few comments before I go. I could, Brandon. Let me know when you're doing it. Oh, hey, Phoenix. But yeah, guys, check this game out. I have it in the pinned comment there. But it was, this is a game that basically showed, like, you know, the crimes of the Russian Empire, and especially like, what they had done against Lithuania. Is a lot of people, like, don't know this history, or, like, you know, both the Polish and Lithuanian languages almost became extinct because the Russian government had forbid books in their languages and only allowed the Russian Cyrillic. Haven't heard the music during courts, and every video I saw had it muted. I see why. I don't know if I want to play that travesty with such trash music. I have the music muted mostly, Alien, because of the copyright. Oh yeah, the game is out. I will be doing a stream on Friday next. Did the collaborators get paid to betray the country? Yes. But, I guess I will be, I'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you again to the developer for sending me a code. And, make sure that you guys, check this game out here. Let me see, settings in. Okay. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this stream. If you did, drop a like. And, I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day, guys. Did they catch you? No, they didn't. Not at the end there. We got through it. I didn't die once in the game. Well, I kind of did, but I had the cross, which gave me like an extra life. So we got through the whole game without dying. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful